So you're exploring options to protect your small business and have come across Hiscox Insurance. In today's video, I'm going to break down what Hiscox Insurance offers for small business owners, the key features and benefits of Hiscox Insurance, and what you absolutely must know before deciding if Hiscox is the right fit for your business. Diving right into things, what is Hiscox Insurance? Well, Hiscox is a specialty insurance provider focused on small businesses. Founded all the way back in 1901, Hiscox USA launched in 2010 and is part of the global Hiscox Group, which operates in 14 different countries. They currently offer a variety of different types of insurance, and so let's break down each of those now. The first of which is their general liability insurance. This is going to cover things like third-party injuries, property damage, and legal fees. Next, we've got their professional liability insurance, otherwise known as E&O or errors and omissions. This is going to protect businesses from negligence claims related to professional services. So if you're a consultant, an architect, an IT professional, someone who is giving advice, then this policy will protect you from claims related to that advice. Third, we've got a business owner's policy or BOP. And this combines your general liability and your commercial property insurance into one singular policy. It's a pretty popular option for small businesses that own or lease office space to get that all-in-one solution. Next is cybersecurity insurance. So this provides protection from data breaches, cyber attacks, and really safeguards your sensitive customer and business information. Fifth, they offer workers' compensation insurance. So this is going to cover any medical expenses and lost wages for employees who are injured on the job. And this is going to be available through their partnerships with other insurers. And then finally, they offer short-term liability insurance as well, which is ideal for small businesses that need temporary coverage for specific projects or events. Say you're about to sign a contract that requires you to have a very specific level of insurance. That's typically where your short-term liability is going to come into play. Now, when it comes to Hiscox in particular, there are a couple of unique features that it's important to mention and for you to be aware of. The first of which is their customizable coverage. Hiscox isn't providing you with a one-size-fits-all insurance policy. They really allow you to tailor your policies based on your industry and the specific risks that your business faces, which ensures that you only pay for the coverage that you actually need. On top of that, with Hiscox, you're able to get an instant certificate of insurance or COI. They allow you to get your COI online in minutes, which can be crucial when securing contracts or signing leases. Like I mentioned earlier, that short-term liability insurance oftentimes comes into play when you are signing a contract that requires you to prove that you were insured up to a certain amount. This is something that we've come across in our businesses a number of times. And so what you oftentimes need to show the other party is that COI. And with many other small business insurance providers, it can take a while to get that. So if you are, on the cusp of signing a contract, but you just have to get that insurance in place, getting that instant COI can be a big help. Now, when it comes to the reviews for Hiscox, they can be a little bit confusing. So Hiscox currently has a 1.4 out of 5 trust score on Trustpilot based on over 900 reviews. And there's some pretty important things to understand about this rating. First, many of the negative reviews come from the last 6 months with complaints about claim rejections, poor customer service, and unexpected price hikes, which is not a great sign. But if you look at the individual star ratings, they actually average out to about 4.5 stars. And this is because Trustpilot weights reviews based on recency. So more recent bad reviews have a bigger impact on the overall score than the older good reviews do. But the majority are having issues with their claims being denied for unusual reasons. So while Hiscox does have those positives that we talked about, it is really important to proceed with caution when considering them for your business insurance, right? The whole purpose of buying insurance for your business is to make sure that your business is protected when things go wrong. And so knowing that your claims are actually going to go through for the risks that you're hoping to mitigate is pretty important. One thing you just want to really make sure you're doing is getting a full understanding of what your insurance is actually going to cover. And quick and dirty way of doing this, take the policy documents, run them through ChatGPT, ask it about very specific scenarios that you're concerned about for your business, just to get a sense of what the actual policy says. So you're not just thinking, oh yeah, I'm protected in this, scenario that might apply to your business. You actually have confirmation that the documents say you are protected. But with that out of the way, how does Hiscox Insurance actually work? Well, the first step is to get a quote. So if you head to Hiscox's website using the link in the description below, you'll help us support the channel and get the best available offer. There, you'll enter some basic details about your business and you'll be able to get an instant quote. You also have the option to speak with a licensed agent for help if you prefer. From there, you're able to customize your policy. So you can choose the type of coverage you need, adjust your coverage limits, add any additional endorsements for that fully personalized policy that Hiscox allows you to get. Then step 3, purchase your policy. So once you're satisfied with your coverage, you can purchase the policy online, receive that immediate access to your COI. And then from there, step 4 is really just to manage your policy. So there's a fully online portal that allows you to manage your policy, file claims, renew your coverage easily from the comfort of your computer. On top of that, as you're going through the flow, you're going to see some options to bundle and save. So Hiscox offers you discounted rates when you combine multiple policies like your general liability and cybersecurity insurance. And in some instances, this is a really easy way to protect your business comprehensively while saving on those premiums. Now, there's a few benefits for small businesses that Hiscox specifically offers. First of which is going to be cheaper coverage. As we mentioned, they've also got that extremely tailored coverage. So with policies that are going to match your very specific risks in your very specific industry, it's going to make sure that you only pay for the coverage that your business actually needs, rather than just having to settle for some, one-size-fits-all approach. On top of that, they also offer businesses flexible payment options so that you have the option to pay in monthly installments and more effectively manage your cash flow. So far sounds all right, but now let's talk about the potential downsides and what you really need to know about Hiscox Insurance before deciding whether or not to purchase from them. And there's 4 main points I want to touch on here. The first of which is their pricing variability. So like I mentioned, in most instances, they're going to be cheaper than a lot of the biggest competitors out there, but that's not across the board, right? Your specific situation might vary, and so you really do need to go through that process of getting a quote to figure out if they are going to be cheaper. And best case scenario is just get quotes from a few different providers for your exact needs. Second thing to be aware of is their limited human interaction. So pretty much everything with Hiscox is going to be fully online. So if you are looking for that personal connection, that one-on-one with someone who really knows insurance, who can really help to guide you, you're not really going to get that here. Again, you can talk to a person on the phone, but it's very different experience than talking to an actual insurance broker. Third, if you're a big business with really complex insurance needs, Hiscox is probably not going to be the best option for you. It's really tailored for easy, out-of-the-box insurance setup for their business. So if you've got, something really complex, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of liabilities, probably not going to be best served with Hiscox. And then lastly, really those recent reviews are not too promising. So you just really are going to want to tread lightly and be very aware of exactly what your policy covers before going ahead and purchasing. But if you are a small business owner that needs E&O insurance, if you are, a freelancer or a contractor that needs some short-term liability insurance for a particular contract that you're trying to sign, if you just need that instant COI, all of these could be great scenarios where Hiscox could make a lot of sense for you. Just really important to read the fine print. And if you do want to get a quote from Hiscox and support the channel in the process, feel free to use that link in the description below. If you've got any questions about Hiscox, post them in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.